More than 1 million people in the Philippines have been forced to flee their homes, preparing for what could be the country's most powerful storm this year, Super Typhoon Fung-wong. The disaster agency has confirmed at least one death so far. The massive system, stretching nearly across the entire nation, is expected to make landfall tonight in Aurora province. The storm, known locally as Uwan, already has a diameter of more than 1,800 kilometers. Fung-wong is already battering northeastern Luzon, toppling trees, cutting power, and sending residents scrambling for safety. Swathes of the country are now under the highest alert, signal number 5. Residents are hunkering down in shelters. More than 300 flights remain grounded, and President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has declared a state of emergency. Authorities warn the storm's impact could reach more than 30 million people before it's over. And for more, Maria Ronson joins us now from Metro Manila. Maria, thank you for joining us. What's the latest on the super typhoon, and how widespread are the evacuations?
Well, in the past 2 days, there were warnings that there will be severe weather conditions here in the Philippines. You know, they were expecting heavy rainfall, severe winds, and storm surge in northern and central Luzon. But what has happened is that, just a second, I'm sorry. I've just had a power problem. Could you hold on a second? Because, I'm sorry. Right. Okay, I'm so sorry. I must interrupt what I'm about to say to you, because what has happened here is that the power lines in where I live have been damaged by fallen trees, and as a result, the power has been going on and off. And as a result, this broadcast, in fact, I'm surprised that I'm able to do it. It's a miracle. But anyway, let me proceed again, and let's start from the top. In the past 2 days, there were many warnings of heavy rainfall, severe winds, and storm surge in northern and central Luzon. Well, Fung-wong, or Uwan as it's known in the Philippines, has lived up to that threat, packing today a maximum of sustained winds of about 185 kilometers per hour near the center, with gusts reaching up to 230 kilometers per hour. It's now been declared a super typhoon with signal number 5 hoisted in parts of Luzon, which carries a warning of extreme threat to life and property. Nearly 1 million people have been evacuated nationwide amidst fears of flash floods and severe weather conditions. The weather agency Pag-asa advised residents in and near the path of the storm to leave their homes because it expects significant damage to communities, coast and marine structures, erosion to beaches, and possible river flooding. In Catanduanes, residents took to traditional practice of strapping down their roofs with big ropes and anchoring them on the ground so they won't be blown away by the wind. We hope these measures will be effective, as Catanduanes is expected to take a direct hit this morning. It was lashed by winds and rains, with the storm sending waves over streets along the coast and floodwaters rising in some areas. Because its radius spans nearly the whole of the Philippines, Fung-wong is expected to bring wind and heavy rain to broad swathes of the archipelago. As I said to you earlier, in southern Metro Manila, where I live, strong gusts of wind and rain have been going on nonstop since mid-afternoon, blowing trees and debris along the roads. And then, as I said to you, power lines are down in the municipality. It's almost complete darkness where I live. And my house is probably one of the few, only because we have a generator in place that has lights. And so it's testing everyone's endurance, patience, and finances, because we are being stretched to the hilt because of this strong tropical cyclone. And it's the 21st to hit the country this year.
That's right, Maria. Parts of the Philippines, in fact, still picking up the pieces from Typhoon Kalmegi. Can you talk us through the measures the government has put in place as Fung-wong bears down, especially given this storm is expected to be stronger?
Okay, well, the Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos, as you had mentioned in your opening, is that it has declared a state of emergency due to the extensive devastation caused by Kalmegi, the previous typhoon, and the expected calamity from Fung-wong. Coming just days after that typhoon, and which inflicted massive damage and hundreds of casualties in the province of Cebu, reinforcements were set in motion at full speed ahead to cope with the super typhoon. Gale warnings were issued with maritime vessels prohibited from sailing in various parts of the country amid fears of facing 14 meters of waves at sea. Dams too were opened their respective gates and discharged water so they do not breach. Schools and government offices were ordered to close Monday across the main island of Luzon, including the capital of Manila, where nearly 300 flights have also been canceled. Also, over 50,000 personnel have been mobilized to monitor, coordinate, and spring into immediate action in emergencies or for possible search and rescue operations. Just looking out at my window and hearing the howling of the wind, the constant howling of the wind, and I'm far away from the eye of the storm, it's hard to imagine what it must be like to live in the path of 185 km/h winds and torrential rains, which Fung-wong has brought with it.
Well, we really want to appreciate your efforts in bringing us these updates. Maria Ronson there, coming to us live from Metro Manila. To keep safe.